it make the broker known, right? And the fact that Monex is only there for the last 2 or 3 years, does it make the broker unknown? Yes, it may be unknown for that person who messaged me because he's hearing for the first time. But, why not give the same respect to a new broker if they're doing things correctly, as IC markets have done for the last 10 years? Baffles me, right? So this is why I mean to say that do not judge a book by the cover, right? If you're hearing a name for the first time, does not mean that the broker is not genuine, right? You need to look at a bigger picture, because what's more important, what people look for any broker, right? That the money, when they deposit, it gets deposited correctly, and they see the money as soon as possible or hitting their account, which normally happens in Monexa, unless there is a penny difference and the system is not able to automatically match it. They have to raise customer support ticket, but customer support normally, resolves it within 24 hours. Withdrawals paid on time. When I started back in July 2023, up from that time up until now, I've got over 3,000 members in my wider network, and not once, not one member has complained that Monexa has not paid their withdrawals, or they are sitting on their money and they're acting arsey, right? Not one member. So that tells a lot about the brokerage, and that is exactly what people want. That withdrawals are paid on time, deposits are processed on time, trade executions are as smooth as possible, and that is all the good signs of a brokerage, right? And in fact, I would tell to that person who messaged me on Zoom on WhatsApp that take this as your an opportunity that you're so early knowing about this broker, because the things that I'm going to share forward about Monexa, you know, it's an amazing opportunity for all the people who are starting now to build a very, very good sustainable income for years and years and years to come, and you will not feel the need to look at other projects. By all means, I'm not saying you should not do other projects. If you want to, that's your call. But personally, I'm not doing any projects because I know that I'm set for life because of the security that I feel in this company. Now, coming through, I'll show you the back office shortly towards the end, but let me finish on the IB side. Now, for IB, how do you make an IB career, right? No, obviously there are a couple of ways you can make it. You can refer people to follow this particular trader that most members are following, who is Dan. That's number one. Or alternatively, if you know a very good trader within your network, by all means, feel free to invite him to join Monexa under you, and you can refer your team with that trader, provided that trader is consistent enough. So and you will feel more confident because you know the trader personally, to get your team to diversify across to that trader as well, aside from Dan. That's another way. The third and the most powerful, according to me, is self-traders, because believe me, self-traders will generate more IBs than copy trading. And I'm saying this from my experience, because people who know trading, it's like a drug addiction, right? They will always trade. I know trading. I'll trade practically every single day, as and when I get chance. I never stop trading, right? Unless I'm on holiday and I prefer sometimes to stay away. But usually, people who know trading, they will take some trades, at least 2 or 3 trades a day, if not more, right? And if you have many self traders underneath you, the more IBs it will generate, because the minute they take trade, you make IBs. It's as simple as that, right? And I can tell you from my experience that because I've got so many self traders into my network, the IBs just blow out of proportion, basically, right? So these self traders, you don't have to tell them to follow any copy trader. They could just trade on their own, and you can just put your feet up and let the IBs come in. So there are different ways you can make IBs, and take IB as a self-generating business, because it is your business. It is how much you want to make is entirely dependent upon you. There are people who can make $1,000 a day. There are people who even make $100,000 a day in IBs. The people who start, for example, XNES, when it was 14 years a brokerage, when people who started as IBs around 12 years back in XNES, I know one or two of them as of today. 12 years fast forward, they are making around $40,000 a day by doing nothing. They literally do nothing nowadays because they built all their network in the first 2 or 3 years, and after that, they just enjoying the ride. And that's so when they started in Exness 12 years back is where we are today in Monexa, building a network basically. So imagine 2 years from now, once we have built a in base and a good network, all of us would be in a position to make that sort of money what those guys are making as of today. So the opportunity is huge. People highly underestimate the forex opportunity, especially the IB commissions or rebates, if I put it that way. Commissions may not be the right word, because on paper it looks small, right? $15 a lot is nothing. $4 a lot on level one, it's nothing, right? But once it starts trickling in, after 2 or 3 months, when the pace picks up, it just rockets up like anything. So it works actually way lucrative than a traditional MLM project, right? And what happens in traditional MLM, we all know. You build your team, yes, you make quick money, uh, the project collapses, you're back to square one, you build again, you make money. But you reach a stage, and I'm sure quite a few of us are sick and tired of building and starting again, building and starting again, right? Here, once you build once, even though the start may feel a bit slow, but once you build once from the bottom, you're set for life. And I can say this from my experience as well. I started in July 2023. The start was slow, if I'm perfectly honest, at that time. Like today, there are most people are jumping on like bandwagon, right? Like as if there's no tomorrow. But when I started on, it took me quite a few months to show to other people that this is a real solid opportunity, right? People didn't take it seriously the first time, but when they saw that I'm doing nothing else and just stuck to this, they realized there's something right going on over here. And that's when people started coming on board, right? So now I'm not saying you guys will also take in another 1 year like me to build it, because now actually you are in a better position than me, because all the hard work was done in the last 1 year. And now this opportunity is just going viral like crazy, if I put it that way. Now, coming to the IBs as well, let me just share my screen. The Excel sheet, I'm just going to show you how the IBs actually work. Now, please don't take it as an accurate calculation, because this is just a rough estimate. Uh, it may, uh, it gives a good insight of how IBs actually work, but it may not be accurate to the decimal calculation, if I put it that way. Now, in this Excel spreadsheet, this is my version, not Monex's version, but this is my version of how IBs work, right? So in Forex, one lot on gold is $10,000. So I've got number of trades is one, number of lots per trade is one. If a trader takes one lot and only one trade on a $10,000 account, and let's say you've got somebody whom you have referred who who has put $10,000, you make $4 for the day and $20 for the week and $80 for the month. Now imagine if he takes two. Now this is another very, very important, right? If the trader takes 5 trades in a day and you don't invite anybody else, you just have that one person with $10,000. See, the number changes, it increases. So the point is, the IB rebates that you earn is not only based on the volume that you bring in, it's also based on the number of trades the trader takes. And it also depends upon the number of lots that's traded. For example, instead of one lot, if it's 1.2, can you see the number changing? So it's a combination of the volume plus the number of trades and the number of lots that are traded. So don't get too much into understanding the calculation, because you will get confused, especially if Forex is new for you, or if you're seeing this for the first time. All you need to remember is concentrate on getting the volume, and the IBs will keep coming automatically and it will grow exponentially. So here, if I make it more realistic with $1,000 start, and let's say if I have, you know, 10 people you have referred on level 1, 15 people you referred on level 2, then it increases to 30, 40, 70, sorry, 70, and eventually here you have got 100 people on level 6 as an example. And here if you've got just one, yeah. So Dan usually trades, this trade I'm talking about, he usually takes one lot, 0.1, sorry, 0.1, sorry. So he takes 0.1 for every 10,000. And usually he takes, let's say, 30 trades as an example. So that will be your monthly rebate as an example. Okay, and this is just one trader, by the way. Imagine once you get your team to diversify across a couple of traders in the future, your IBs will keep just going up and up and up. Initially, I would recommend for people to join Dan, who is the topmost trader in Monexa, because his trading is exceptional. Just to also show you his performance, I've got his MyFX book open somewhere over here. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chart. Okay, I'm just going to look at this later. So this is his MyFX book. As you can see, he started back on September and we're in November. So just in 2 months, he has done over 180%. So he's done roughly about 80 to 90% gross monthly. And if I look at his drawdown only twice or thrice has gone to 25%. Usually his drawdown doesn't even go beyond 10%. It's only on very, very rare occasions the drawdown can go to 25, 30%. So as you can see, there is a reason why most people are happy. There are quite a few members already who on this trading opportunity who have easily crossed 50% of their returns on this trader ever since they joined Monexa. The other thing I would like to also add on this while we are on the Zoom is I get DMs practically on daily basis from quite a few members asking me for suggestions on other traders where they could diversify. My simple answer to them is kindly do not haste in diversifying across other traders. Yes, I've got my own team who has diversified across other traders, but the new teams who are coming on board, finally be patient for at least 3 to 4 months, because it's important that you first enjoy your profits, you first make your returns, because diversification is not a cakewalk. My team, who have diversified across other traders, we have been on Monexa for a good number of months, right? Quite a few of them have even seen losses. Quite a few of them have even seen blowouts, right? But they understand the game. They understand how things work in copy trading. We don't want new people coming on board to blindly follow other traders once if I share that information at this stage, right? Because what we don't want is people to blindly go and try other traders, because it's not just, okay, Suhail is saying these are the traders, let me follow them. No, it shouldn't be that, right? Every trader has a different strategy, but more importantly, every investor has got a different risk appetite. For example, if I'm following some trader who is a high risk trader, he can make 10-15% a day, but equally his drawdown can go to even 60-65%, right? I may be happy with that drawdown. Why? Because I can afford to take that chance, to take that risk, right? The worst scenario, it can blow out. I don't care. Let it blow out, because I'm happy to take that chance to make 10-15% a day. But somebody else may not be in that position like me, because that person may not have that extra income to replace in case if that uh, account goes in a blowout, right? So which is why we are conscious that new people who join in first have a good experience on Monexa and this trader. Once you make your initial recovery, or you make your first 100% back in trading from Dan, you will be in a better frame of mind to understand how diversification works. And then slowly and steadily, we will educate people to diversify across other traders. By that time, even Dan himself is planning to introduce a couple of known traders from his network at some point. So be patient, and and even Chris, for that matter, is also going to introduce some new traders. In fact, I'm talking about another product. PAM is going to launch soon on Monexa. Now, on PAM, uh, Chris has advised that only licensed traders will be allowed to operate on PAM. Now, when as the licensed traders, they should have the relevant license to prove that they are responsible traders. Because in copy trading is an open system. Anybody could open a copy trading and become a trader, right? But in PAM, it's going to be different. So only experienced traders would be allowed to operate PAM. So over there, we will even have a more, what do you say, a reliable choice of traders to choose from to diversify. So it's my request to everybody, kindly do not DM me on regular basis asking for traders or choices, because all I would say right now is stick to Dan, and we will revisit this topic maybe after March, April time. And then we will see which traders we could offer as alternative options for diversification. Because hand on heart, in my 2 years of trading, of all the traders I have tried, and even the ones I am currently following, including Dan, Dan is by far the best scalper that I have seen till date. So even if he goes in a drawdown of 30%, as I've shown you before, here on the screen, I never have an inkling of a doubt that he will come out of it. Even if he doesn't, even if he has to close his trades in losses, I know he will make up that 30% within 3 to 4 days. That's his caliber and the skill set that he has shown. And quite a few members would agree to that. So my advice is please stick to Dan for now, and we will, talk about other traders after a few months. Now, one last thing I want to show you before I finishing this off. Oh, sorry. The other thing I want to show you before I go into back office too is what makes Monexa different than other brokerages. Now, look, all brokerages pretty much offer the same functionality. You create an account, you do your KYC, you deposit your money, you either self trade or you follow a copy trader, you make profits, you withdraw the money. That's it, right? That's pretty much the functionality you see no matter where they go for IC markets, Pepperstone, et cetera, right? But the reason Chris started Monexa is he wanted to be different. He wanted to do something which no other brokerages have offered in the market. And this is where Monexa is going to be different. Now, sorry, somebody is trying to annotate. Can you kindly stop that? Gordon, can I request if you could stop annotating, please? Right. So Academus is a Forex education platform which is already live on Monexa. You can see that in your back office. Now in Academus, very briefly, now I could have a very separate Zoom on Academus because it's a very powerful product. 5 minutes is too short of a time to talk about it, but just to briefly tell you, there are quite a few products on Academus where people can buy a Forex course for $150 starting. But what Monexa does is, if you buy $150 course, you get $100 straight back into your trading account from Monexa as a cashback, and you can withdraw or put that money to trading, copy trading, etc. That's your choice. And from the remaining $50, Monexa pays $20 as commissions on the same 6 levels as well, basically, right? So for networkers, you can make commissions on Monex on Academus, and once that $100 is put to use on copy trading, you make the money in IB rebates also. So you can make money on both the sides in commissions. So Monex is a very powerful product, especially it works very well in countries where people do not have sufficient money, like $1,000 to start, and people are only starting with $100, $200. Monexa is the perfect route entry for those markets because it gives opportunity for people to have access to Forex education for life, but at the same time also make commissions by selling Forex education courses. So more and more academies I can talk about. Actually, once I'm back from holiday, I will arrange a separate session on academies to talk about it properly, because it's a very, very under delivered product, if I put it that, not under delivered, what do you say, underutilized product, if I put it that way, because academies can be huge. Networkers can make a killing in academies if it's been marketed properly, especially if you have a network in those regions where people can't afford to put big money. Monexa Prop is due to launch on 1st Jan 2025. Similar to FTMO, you would see people would have options to buy challenges. If you pass challenge, Monexa will give you a funded account. And people who buy this challenge accounts, networkers also will make commissions from them, basically. PAM, as I've just mentioned, Monexa is due to launch PAM very soon. I think it's a matter of a week or so before PAM is launched. So these are the products that will be launched hopefully by the time 2024 ends. The first Academics is already live. 2 and 3 will be launched anytime soon. Monexa app will be in pipeline for 2025. So right now we don't have any app. It's a website, but soon we will have an app in 2025. Monexa Talks, a chat room functionality where members will be able to have a functionality to interact with each other in different chat rooms, basically. Trading competitions will be there. Monexa Prime. So Monexa is planning to be their own LP as well, at some point next year, and Business Suite for IP. So this is where the backend will have a facelift in 2025, where you will have different features. And also there would be a separate ambassador program that will be launched where networkers will be able to make or be given more incentives on top of the 6-level IBs if they reach a certain volume, basically. So that's all in pipelines for the next year. So as you can see from the list over here, Monexa is trying to create what do you say, a ecosystem, if I put it that way, of all forex related products, all under one roof, which no other brokerage has been able to do till date, right? Yes, some brokerages may have got their own apps, not a problem. But when you talk about chat rooms, interactive trading competitions, prop firms, etc., no brokerage has been able to do it all this together under one roof, which Monexa is planning to do. So watch out for the space, and this is where Monexa will be different by the time 2025 ends compared to all the other brokerages. And very last one before I finish off the Zoom, I'm just going to quickly log into one of my cousin's back office just to show you the back office too. Uh, tu- 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 tu. So this is the back office too. Now, I'm not showing my account because obviously, uh, various reasons, personal reasons, but I can't show the back office account for myself, but I'm showing for my cousin. So the total volume you can see over here, 500 odd thousand. This is where your IB commissions come in. Now, obviously, this my cousin has withdrawn her IB, so that's why you can't see the balance over here, but this is where you see. If you click on detailed commission breakdown, so your every single IB that you make would be shown over here. The commission received, the lot size traded, on who is traded, and the referral, etc., etc. So it gives you a complete report of all the IBs that you make. When you first start your account, you come to my sum sub verification when you do your KYC. And the first thing I would always advise people is you click on payment details over here. Sorry. You click on payment details over here. Sorry, where did that go? And fill in your wallet address for withdrawals. When the first time you have an account in Monexa, you have to verify your wallet where you want your withdrawal for your own security. So you have to enter your wallet address and you have to enter your screenshot of your wallet address, and it will take 24 hours for the customer support to verify your wallet. Once it's verified, you don't need to do this again. Every time you do a withdrawal, it will come to that wallet. You can also upload multiple wallets for verification if you want your withdrawals to hit different wallets at different times. That's entirely your call. This is where your IB link comes under marketing tools links. This is where your IB link comes. And this is where you can research on different traders. But as I mentioned, for now, try to stick to the trader Dan. But this is where you can look at different traders. It gives you returns. For example, if you look at Dan, he's done over here, IQ Solution 75. If you click on view, it tells you the performance over the last, course of his provider. And it shows daily, weekly, monthly, all time. And from here, you can follow him. To copy a strategy, you can follow over here. And here, once you connect your account, if you want to know that you have already followed him correctly, you can just come here and just make sure you're following correctly. Because my cousin, she's been trying different traders, as you can see here. She's tried all these traders, so it's all being filled up. And here, if you go to accounts overview, there it will give you a list of all the accounts, that you have created and you need to, or that you're following basically, either sales trading or copy trading. One last thing I'd like to add over here is do not promote this opportunity as a guaranteed profit gig. It's not. In trading, losses can happen. Profit and losses are part of Forex. That's the reality. But what I always advise people is don't look at a daily performance or a weekly performance. Look at the monthly performance. Few people panic if they see a loss been done by a trader. For example, on Friday, or sorry, Thursday, last Thursday, oh, sorry, this couple of days ago, I forgot which date it was. Dan was stuck in a very high drawdown. And for the first time, I felt he would have to cut his losses, maybe even up to 30%. So, assuming if he had to do that, few people may have hit the panic button, to be perfectly honest. So, let me tell you, this opportunity is not for those sort of people. And you should be very clear with people from day one, right? What I tell people is don't look at the daily performance, look at the monthly performance. If Dan had hit 30% loss, as an example, just be patient and see how he does for the next week, or at least for the next 2 weeks. He would have recovered it. So let's say over the course of the month, if his net profit was even 7 or 10% for the month, despite hitting losses for 2 or 3 times during the course of that his trading, it would still be a good month. The problem is retail traders, people expect a lot of high returns from traders, right? But usually, if you look at institutional investors or institutional traders, if they make 5% a month, that's considered an extremely good month from an institutional perspective. Because to even get 5% a month in Forex is huge, right? And 5% on big money is even huge. But retail investors like us, who start with $500,000, they have unrealistic expectations of hitting 1%, 2% every single day, because they're used to being targeted by all those scammy projects where they have been promoting 1-2% daily percent, right? They're used to seeing that. So inevitably they think that for the trader to do 1 to 2% should be a cakewalk. Yes, I'm not saying it's not possible, it is possible, but to achieve it on daily basis, trust me, it's not easy as people think. For example, I do my trading, I make easily 4-5% a day. I can say it's a cakewalk for me, but if I do the same trading on a copy master, it's not a cakewalk anymore, right? It's a completely different ball game. Quite a few people have asked me, Suhail, why don't you start a copy master? I said, there is no way I would start a copy master. Even if I do, I won't tell anybody, because I don't have the guts or the balls to play with other people's money, because the psychology that you need to deal with that, with other people's money, with maintaining the drawdown and etc. It's a different ball game. With your own money, you can do whatever you want, however you want to trade, whatever lot size you want, whatever drawdown you want. It's your money on the line, and you're happy to take your own risk, whatever you do. But give respect to copy traders, because copy traders, especially copy traders who are not using bots like Dan, who are doing manual trading, give respect to them, that even if they have a losing day, because trust me, it's not easy to even have one open trade on a copy master and not have that pressure on you at the back of your mind that you are trading with other people's money, right? That is all I like to say, that Do not look at the daily performance, look at the monthly performance, and don't promote it as a daily profit gig. If you don't promote it, if you give realistic picture to everybody, everybody will enjoy this ride because Dan is a highly skilled trader, and 99% every single month, all people will end up on the positive side of returns. So with that, I'd like to end my presentation. And I'll just look at few of the questions if anybody has. Chris mentioned a crypto advantage. So, right, yeah, debit credit card is in pipeline. I'm not sure whether it will be there in January, but I think by first quarter of next year should be there. But Chris will provide more update once he has that. Uh, any When is the next presentation? I will let you know in a day or two. I'm not sure about my return date yet. Once I know about my return date, I will definitely communicate about the next Zoom. I will try to hold it within a space of next 1 week itself. That's good. You can follow his is not to follow because the no currency trading option workload. Any specific questions? Yeah, can you please ask your question here? So with so can you please okay. So performance fee is deducted at the end of each day when the market closes. Now, timing-wise, it can differ. For example, for some people, depending upon where they are based, the performance fee will come out the next day in the morning and not the same night. For me, if I'm in UK as an example, the performance fee gets deducted around 10 o'clock UK time in the night, which falls on the same day of trading after the trading is completed. So it all depends upon that. The If the gains are reinvested, again, it's yes and no. The answer, it's too technical to go into detail in this Zoom, but let me put it this way. Any profits that you make, you can take out those profits and keep it secured. Not all the profits are not reinvested immediately for next day trading. That's all I like to say now. It only gets compounded after your balance gets almost doubled, if I put it that way. Will there be more to Will there be more bank-friendly ways from? Well, there are already bank-friendly ways, but depends on the country of residence. So there are debit credit card options, bank wire transfer options available for Europe now as well. Obviously, for certain countries, due to regulatory reasons, they won't be allowed. It's only crypto option that will be available. But yes, the bank-friendly options are already there for countries where they are allowed right now. How can we reach my sponsor? My sponsor is unable to add me to Telegram group. How can all of us on Zoom get on Telegram group? Uh, can you ask your sponsor to get in touch with the admin of the Telegram group you're referring to? Because I don't know which Telegram group you're referring to, as there are quite a few different groups that I could see regarding this opportunity. Uh, no, there's nothing else that needs to be done as far as it's activated. That's absolutely fine. Would it, 210, would a $10,000 account expect to earn 10x into $1,000? Yes, that is correct. So I think these are all the normal FAQs which can be asked in Telegram as well. So uh, thank you so much for everybody for your time. I'm just conscious it's already past midnight for me, so I'll take a leave now. But I hope people who attended this found this Zoom information helpful. If any further questions, feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to answer on Telegram. But please bear with me. I'm on holiday, so I may not be able to reply instantly. But thank you for your time, and I will schedule the next Zoom pretty much soon within a space of a week, hopefully. But I will let you know within 1 or 2 days the scheduled date and time as well. Thank you. Take care. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.